Okay, let's just jump right in. We're diving into a critical explainer today on a fundamental shift in marketing infrastructure, one that is directly impacting your ROI literally right now. If you're a CMO or a marketing leader, I'm sure you're feeling the ground shift beneath your feet a bit. Well, we're transitioning from an era where we spent all our time optimizing content for humans straight into an era of AI agent retrieval. And honestly, the window to adapt here is closing way faster than most people realize.
To see exactly what I mean, we're already seeing a staggering ROI shock in the data. Think about this. In 2024, brands that relied strictly on traditional general engine optimization, your standard SEO playbook, actually saw a negative 28% return on investment. Ouch. But by flipping the script in 2025 to answer engine optimization, meaning optimizing specifically to be cited by AI, that ROI rocketed to a positive 144%. Same exact timeline, completely different results.
So, to understand exactly why this massive financial gap is happening, here's our executive roadmap for this explainer. We're going to cover 1, the 2026 executive warning, 2, legacy SEO versus AI agents, 3, restructuring for AI retrieval, 4, clicks versus citation metrics, and 5, the 3-step transition plan. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, the 2026 executive warning. We're getting a clear, undeniable signal from the top 5 tech CEOs in the world, and they're all pointing to the exact same year for a massive technological leap, 2026.
For instance, OpenAI's Sam Altman is warning us that AI is moving way past simple, minute-long tasks. We're talking autonomous projects lasting weeks. Just pause and think about the scale of that shift for your organization. He actually envisions a future where intelligence is just a utility, kind of like electricity or water. You don't sit around thinking about the power grid, right? You just flip a switch. When AI reaches that level of seamless utility, automated agents will be doing weeks of research and making purchasing recommendations entirely on their own. The real question for CMOs is, are they going to pull their data from you or from your competitor? Building right on top of that, NVIDIA's Jensen Huang confirms that AI is now actually doing productive work. He calls it essential infrastructure. And this isn't just theory either. NVIDIA is sitting on a $1 trillion hardware backlog right now. When the company that is physically powering the AI economy tells you the inference inflection has arrived, they are practically shouting that the infrastructure underneath your entire industry has fundamentally changed.
Meanwhile, over at Google, Sundar Pichai highlights that they are shifting from standard search to an agent orchestrator. Think about that phrase for a second. The world's biggest search engine is spending upwards of $175 billion in capital expenditure to build systems that do complex, autonomous tasks. For a CMO, this means the share of search queries getting completely resolved without a single click to your website, it's climbing incredibly fast. Satya Nadella sums it up perfectly for Microsoft, too. He says we are moving past isolated models into fully integrated systems and AI teammates. A model is, well, a marketer writing a blog post with ChatGPT and calling it a day. A system is an automated pipeline where your content is tracked, cited, and fed right back into your overall strategy. And finally, Elon Musk is building entire agent-driven platforms, like his Macro Heart initiative, which is designed to handle white-collar computer tasks. What does all of this mean for you? It's a massive signal that your content's audience is shifting rapidly. We're moving away from human workers reading your blogs to their automated agents digesting your data. Which brings us right to Section 2, legacy SEO versus AI agents. The absolutely crucial point here is understanding how this total transformation changes the very nature of who we are actually marketing to. You see, you're no longer optimizing for a human skimming a page, clicking links, and subjectively trying to evaluate if they trust you. Nope, you are now optimizing for a machine. And AI agents, they don't skim, they dissect. They extract hard data and they cite sources. If a human buyer back in 2022 read 5 articles on the best CRM, well, in 2025, their AI agent reads those articles for them. The human never even sees your beautifully designed landing page. But the payoff if you get this right is huge. Even though AI platforms currently drive less than 1% of total site traffic for a lot of brands, the revenue numbers tell a very different story. They're generating 9.7% of B2B revenue and up to 11.4% of B2C revenue. Why? Because the purchase intent of someone using an AI agent for research is just incredibly high. It is literally the highest converting traffic channel emerging today. Okay, let's talk about execution in Section 3. Restructuring for AI retrieval. We need to see how this actually builds into your day-to-day operations. So imagine a VP of marketing giving an AI this exact prompt. Find me the best B2B SaaS marketing agencies under 500 employees.
As a CMO, you've got to realize that the agent doesn't just spit back 10 blue links anymore. It builds a curated shortlist. The SaaS agencies that show up on that list are the ones who clearly formatted their employee headcount, pricing tiers, and service architectures in code, which allows the AI to mathematically trust the match. The agencies that buried that critical information inside some flashy PDF, they are entirely invisible to the buyer.
To make sure your brand lands on that highly coveted shortlist, your content has to be fundamentally restructured. AI agents need direct answers upfront. You can't bury your key insights in paragraph 14 of a beautifully written long-form post. It just won't get cited. You need structured data architecture, clear, direct attribution, and insights that are machine-readable. Moving from just human-readable to machine-readable is an absolute non-negotiable takeaway for your content teams.
Moving on to Section 4, clicks versus citation metrics. Because if the audience and the content structure change, your success metrics have to change immediately too. Right now, your traditional marketing dashboard is essentially flying blind. You have got to transition from lagging indicators, things like keyword rankings and total page clicks, over to leading agent indicators. What really matters now is your citation frequency. How often do AI systems actually recommend your brand? You need to measure your agent retrieval rate and, crucially, your machine-readable trust, which really just means how easily an AI can verify your data against other authoritative sources across the web. To put the sheer scale of this necessary shift into perspective, just think about the number 50 billion. There are over 50 billion daily searches happening right now across all platforms on the internet. And Google, they only account for about 13.7 billion of those. That means over 70% of research is happening somewhere else, somewhere Google doesn't control at all, like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, TikTok, and YouTube. You absolutely have to measure your citations across all of these surfaces. Which leads us to Section 5, the 3-step transition plan. How exactly do you operationalize this intelligence within your marketing department?
Well, here is your exact framework to guide the team. Step 1, build for citation, not just ranking, by restructuring your data specifically for machines. Step 2, own the research layers across all AI platforms because, as we just saw, Google is just a fraction of the search pie these days. And step 3, build integrated feedback systems, not isolated ad hoc tactics.
And this brings us right back to that warning from Microsoft's CEO, creating a cohesive narrative for how you spend your budget. The winners in 2026 are not going to be the ones using AI as a standalone tool to write a single blog post and calling it an AI strategy. No, they'll be building an entire architectural moat of automated measurement systems. Your content strategy has to feed production, that production must be measured for agent retrieval, and that citation data has to automatically feed right back into your next strategic cycle.
So I want to leave you with this final thought to really challenge your current strategy. Every single structural shift in marketing history, from print to web, desktop to mobile, saw the early movers compound their advantages, while the late movers just scrambled to survive. The window to become the trusted default source for the AI age is closing fast. So are you building a machine-readable moat, or are you still spending your budget optimizing for humans who no longer click? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I highly encourage you to start assessing your brand's AI visibility today.